video, I'm starting to realize that, just because you're around somebody or you're trying to hear their perspective or their perception on a subject or on a topic or on a question or whatever it is, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to take that topic or take that suggestion or take their advice. It's just their perception or their view or their stance or their whatever, their opinion, right? And you don't have to apply that towards life. Sometimes when you go around people, you don't have to apply their type of knowledge. You don't have to apply their personality as towards your life. Because, mind you, you're not the center of the universe. And the people that you come across or that you meet or that you even were around at one point in time and were best friends or buddies or in a relationship with, whatever the case or the scenario may be, you don't have to take those people and those words and those characteristics as, okay, I have to apply this towards my life. Sometimes it's just okay to analyze things and say, this is what I'm gonna live like, and then this is what you're gonna live like, or that's how you're living, whichever way, whichever scenario possible. Okay, so sometimes it's better just to be and exist more than it is just to make yourself, I guess, known and make yourself like appear in a way that everybody wants to love you, everybody wants to see you, or what they call it now as a pick me. Okay, so sometimes it's just okay to survive and it's okay to thrive and it's okay to live, because once you start living, you actually start to understand that everybody's perception is not the right perception, and some people is not going to change their characteristics. Some people are not going to change their motives, their tactics. Some people are not going to change who they are, because they know that whoever they are was who they created to be. And this is why I read and even in the Bible, in the Quran, it doesn't matter what you read, but in the Quran specifically, Iblis said, I'm not bowing to a man that you have made out of what? You have made out of dirt. I'm not going to bow to him. I have more standpoint. I have more sufficiency. I have more than him. Why would I worship? Why would I even consider him? Why would I even consider him? He's not nothing to look at as even a brother, as even a friend, as even a partner. And some people, they're gonna look at you like that. Like, why would I consider you? Even though you're multi-talented, even though you have perspectives that nobody heard of yet, even though you have things that, or seen things that nobody will probably seen, you have a story to tell that nobody will know about, but you don't understand. And people will never understand you because they don't care to know. And you have to accept the fact that they don't care to know. You have to accept the fact that it's okay to not care to know. You have to accept the fact that it's okay to not care to be seen and care to be heard, because sometimes people are not going to hear you. Sometimes, no matter how much work you put in, no matter how much effort you put in, no matter how much sacrifice you put in, it doesn't matter how much of whatever you put in, people are not going to care. They're not going to listen to you. They're not going to see you. They're not going to love you. They're not going to hear you. They're not going to be with you. They're not going to do none of that. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't need the world's attention and validation. You don't need the people that you expect attention and their validation. You don't need the whole realistic world opinion, because in truth, none of this world is realistic. In truth, every single thing that we do is fake, from our head to our toe. Like, none of us is living an authentic life. None of us know who we're called to be. None of us know who God is. None of us know nothing. Like, even if we know something, we only know like the smallest amount or the smallest thing of that which we think that we know. So it's not really like a big deal, because just take everything as lightly, or just say I don't care about it, because at this point, everything that you ever knew, how much the earth, how many people are on this earth, how much the earth costs, how much the earth weighs. We don't know none of these things. Like, an average typical person is not going to tell you the width, the length, and the circumference of the earth. That's not average. And if you are, well, kudos to you. Good luck, okay? But I'm just telling you what an average person, an average human doesn't even think about things in that nature. The average human doesn't think about how vast is the universe, or how vast is the sea, and underneath the sea. Like, if we actually take time to like sit down and not think about our problems, not think about our challenges, not think about, you know, the day-to-day life situations that happen currently. And I'm not talking about the press and the Senate and president. It has nothing to do with democracy. It has nothing to do with Republicans. It has nothing to do with none of these crises that's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about we just actually thinking about things besides our problems. Like, we can't even sit down and think about anything that's not our problems, or anything that's not somebody else's problem, or anything that's not, you know, messing up or endangering animals, or endangering the earth itself, which is the land, the water. Okay, it's just different things in that nature. Like, we just walk around and we see problems everywhere. Don't matter where you look, it's problems here, problems there. And it gets problematic. Yeah, it gets problematic as crap. But the thing is, you know, you gotta relax, you gotta reset, you gotta keep going, you gotta keep focusing, gotta keep pushing, gotta keep maintaining, gotta keep grounding yourself, gotta keep loving yourself. Okay, so important to maintain, to be grounded, to be upheld with your life, and to be just keep going, to keep being motivated. But you got to be your biggest motivator. Ain't nobody gonna come to support you at first. When you first start that career, when you first start that goal, when you first hit that stage, when you first hit that poetry, when you first hit that artist, when you first hit that whatever your fear, wherever your career goal is, when you first hit that, ain't nobody gonna be there to hold your hand or to applaud you. And that is okay. That is absolutely okay. Don't be discouraged by that, you know. And I'm just here to be a reminder, because I tell you stories because this is the stuff that happened to me, or this is the stuff that I've seen, heard, and experienced before. So I tell you things that I know for a fact. Okay, so nobody's gonna come and nobody's gonna applaud you and be like, congratulations, you got the big promotion, congratulations, you did this, you got that girl, you got that boy. You know, ain't nobody gonna come say that. And sometimes it's okay. It's okay not to have support. It's okay not to have friends. It's okay not to be the perfect person. It's okay not to be seen. And I feel like in life, that's what we all want. We all want to be heard. We all want to be, you know, have that feeling of, I need somebody to help me. I need somebody to support you. You don't need anybody to support you. You know what I'm saying? You don't need anybody to support you. And I know that sounds crazy, because we all work in partnerships, we all work in teams, and we all gotta be united, especially on my videos. I be like, you gotta be united, we gotta come together, because we gotta, you know, find out who's gonna be doing what, so we can create a new universe. We need to create a new world, you know? And I know that. But right now, you don't have to have nobody. And that's okay. You don't have to have no people. And that's okay. You know, but I'm really learning, like, you gotta understand people's perspective. Not really like why they think the way they think, or what's their background story, or what happened, or what's going on in their mind, or what's going on in their lives. Sometimes you just gotta accept the fact that it is. Some people are dumb. Okay? Some people are highly intelligent. Some people are really curious. They're really innovators. Some people are creators. Some people are this. Some people are that. That's just how God made them. Sometimes you can't be always nosy, because some questions you still gonna be wondering after they die. You're gonna be like, and how did she, or how did he, and then they, and then what happened, and then who did, and then, like, it's still gonna be a lot of questions. All them 5 W's, they still gonna be popping up in your head every now and then. And it's okay not to have all the answers. It's okay not to have everything figured out right now. Nobody got life figured out right now. Nobody has the correct direction. Nobody has that. You look around, the world is the world. Like, the world strives to just maintain doing God's will, okay? The earth, the moon, the sun, the stars, the bees, the ants, the bugs, the critters, the birds, the butterflies, like literally every single thing that God created, they just strive to be themselves. Like, they're trying to impress their mates. Yeah, if you got a little girl, if you got a little boy, we oppress you, you know what I'm saying? You know, but that's it. Like, that's really it. Like, they're not trying to go out and put on, you know, different things and walk around And like all of this for what? Because we're all made out of the same thing. Okay, we all have the same emotions. Even though, yeah, most of us look different, we all are made out of the same thing. We all have to have the day of judgment come upon us. We all have to be judged by our deeds and our actions and by the things that we have to deal with. Like that's just that. So I mean, live life. And yes, you can be afraid to live life. I'm not going to be here to be like, oh, don't be afraid to live life. Live life afraid, live life happy, live life sad, live life crazy, live life cool, live life however you want to live life. Live life. Because at the end of the day, we all have to die. Just like we were created in the mama's wombs, baby, we all have to die. And it's just gonna be that. But live life to the greatest experience, to the greatest amount, to the greatest extent. Because hey, who cares? We all doing the exact same thing. And you don't have to deal with people's opinions, people's approach. You don't have to deal with any of that. All you have to deal with is yourself. Newsflash. All you have to deal with, you're entitled. Not to your children, not to your husband, not to your girlfriend, not to your mama, not to your daddy, not to anybody else. You're entitled to yourself. That's who you're entitled to yourself. And like again, don't look for no help out. Even though, yeah, it will be some help. It will be some people that tell you how amazing, how creative, how star-dazzling, how cool, how really well you are representing yourself. But it's not going to happen every day. So you gotta get up. You gotta snap out of it. You gotta lock in. Like, for real. Because the earth, it spins regardless. Doesn't matter who dies. Doesn't matter who lives. It still spins. Till God says stop spinning. The birds still eat and whistle. And make the little cute feathery noise. And hum. And sing. You should do the same thing. Hum and sing. Dance, write, touch grass, climb a tree. Yeah, because it doesn't stop. Problems, they don't stop. People gossiping, people talking and congratulating, it doesn't stop. So live life. You don't have to take people's opinions in. And I know this helps somebody. So if it helped you, like, comment, subscribe, and go ahead and repost, save, you know what I'm saying? And if it didn't help you and you don't want to do it, then don't do it. As always, good morning, good evening, and good night.